Hello, guys. So, this is a podcast with Rajasri, who was our sociology mentorship student and a test series student. And she cracked UPSC three times. In 2022, she got the rank. In 2023, also. And now in 2025, also, she cracked this exam. And she came to us for improving her score in sociology. And we were able to do good. And she got an improvement from 240 to 267, which is considerably a very good score. And most importantly, the experience that she is going to share will be something which is very much valuable to all of you since you are starting your preparation or you are in the middle stage of your preparation. And what is more important is she couldn't clear this exam in her first three attempts. So someone who couldn't clear this exam in the first three attempts, in the next three attempts straight away, she can crack in all attempts. That means something is there, right? So that what does that mean? If you understood the process, if you understood the pattern, if you understood how UPSC work, or if you align your preparation with the demand of this examination, then it is not a big deal. You can crack it. And that's the proof that you can see in this podcast. 3 years consecutively, you can crack this exam. Whereas you haven't passed this exam when you are not actually knowing about all these. Now, when you got a mentor, when you got the classes, and now it is going to be easy also. So in this video, you will see a lot of experience that she will be sharing, what the mistakes she have done in the beginning and what changes that she have brought in, whether it is GS or why you choose sociology or how she chose sociology and how she came to us and how our mentorship and test series and feedbacks and everything helped us. Everything you will get to know from this podcast. So it's just 20 minutes. Once you watch this, you'll get good value from this. So watch the podcast and try to align your preparation, avoid those mistakes like she have done in the first 3 years, and align your preparation with the demand of the actual exam. So we have so many like sociology candidates who have cleared, so I'll bring the podcast with all of them. So for sociology student, you'll get a lot of value, and others also, GS, ethics, essay, mentoring participants also there. Like last year we got Sachin, who got the ethics top, who became the ethics topper also. So we will be coming with more such podcast. So watch that, and that will help you to avoid some mistakes. Okay. Okay, Rajasri, first of all, congratulations for securing UPSC rank two times.
Thank, uh, Thank you, sir.
So tell us, how does it feel to go through the journey twice? You have gone through prelims, mains, interview and result, and again prelims, mains, interview and the result. So how does it feel?
Yeah, it really feels surreal, sir. This was my third time I got a rank. I had got a rank previously in 2022, 2023, and then this time. So, and there was a time when I started off, I did not think that I am capable of even clearing the prelims. And then I feel very grateful that I got the opportunity to give interview thrice and then get through it. So it really feels good.
Okay, Rajasri, can you briefly tell our students or audience about your background, like where you're from and your educational background and what you're doing now? Are you under training and what motivation you had to go through these three attempts?
Okay, sir. Sir, I'm basically from a place called Sangamner from Maharashtra. I did my graduation in civil engineering in 2018 from MIT Pune. And after that, I started preparing for civil services. And initially, what happened was that I did not have enough guidance for the prelims as well as mains. And that's why I could not clear three prelims in the initial stage. And then, meanwhile, I shifted to Delhi for preparation, and then I got a good peer group. So my preparation got aligned, and in my fourth attempt in 2022, I was able to clear prelims for the first time, and then eventually I secured a rank and got into Indian Railways Management Service. And after that, in 2023, I got into Indian Revenue Service, Customs, and Indirect Taxes. So currently, I am under training. I had taken a leave for an year, so that's why I started training in December 2025, and currently I'm a probationer.
Okay, Rajasri, many aspirants struggle with, where do I start with? This is a basic question. And
Yes.
you are someone who already cracked this exam three times, and you can actually tell them, you just mentioned about your initial struggle at
Yes.
first three attempts. So how can someone who's starting that preparation now can avoid that struggle and get into a rank, right? Or how to get that path directly in front of them? How do you structure your preparation once you realized your initial mistakes?
Yes, sir. So the most important lesson that I learned in the attempt in which I cleared was when we start preparation, we just jump onto books, whatever others tell us, or we listen from toppers. We directly jump onto reading the books and understanding. So I think that approach is a bit fatal. What we need to understand is we need to plan our studies or plan our attempt very nicely. If I have only 1 year, we all know that it is very difficult to start from the scratch and then clear the exam in just 1 year. You need at least 1.5 to 2 years to start from the scratch. So at least initial 1 month, we must understand how we are going to approach the attempt, what sources we are going to use, and we have to spread our preparation in that 1 year. In which month I will be reading what, at least that fair idea we should have. We should have an outline, a plan of our preparation, and then we should go with the basics. Then basics include understanding the reading the newspaper, trying to understand it, then reading the basic books. NCRTs are a foundation, but then eventually we have to go on to the basic books like Lakshmikant or Spectrum for history, all of those books. So many people, I think, overemphasize the importance of NCRTs, but I think they just build your foundation. The other things you have to study through different sources, so that we need to understand. And once we know what we are going to do, then we don't waste our time studying multiple sources or listening to multiple toppers or mentors. And eventually the importance of a mentor is also important. If you trust someone, then trust them completely. Be flexible with them, but then you should have someone to guide you. Do not start very blindly and alone.
Okay, Rajasri, what was your daily routine? It's been almost, you told that it's almost 6 years, and in that 3 years, you got into this, you cracked this rank. So,
Yes.
what was your daily routine? Was it the same for the all 6 years? How you remain that, you maintain that consistency, like, how you balance your prelims and mains preparation along with your optional.
Yes, sir. Sir, over these last few years, it varied a lot. It was not the same every year, because in our initial days of preparation, we are very enthusiastic. So we can pull off 8 to 10 hours a day, but then it eventually reduced to 7 hours a day, or sometimes less than that. But I'm a person who likes to study in the morning, so I make sure whenever I'm giving mains or prelims is near, I will be in the library at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock max in the morning. I can study very well in the first half of the day, and after lunch, maybe I can relax a bit, or study 2 to 3 hours, or maybe maximum 4 hours if prelims is near. But in the morning, 5 to 6 hours, I will give my 100%. So that used to be my strategy, because if I did not study in the morning, then I was not able to study in the afternoon. And it is very important to take breaks also. So many people have this strategy of keeping Sunday as a break, or keeping Wednesday and Sunday as a break. So I did not do that. I took break whenever I thought I needed. If I'm exhausted, I would not study, so that tomorrow I can study well. So that was my fair strategy.
Yeah, Rajasri, it's almost 6 years of hard work, patience, and consistency, and 3 years you got through this and you cracked the rank. So tell me three, four resources which you relied throughout your preparation, something which is inevitable during this preparation, something which every aspirant must follow during this preparation. The three, four resources, if you can recollect, you have mentioned about a couple of
Yeah.
books already, Spectrum and
Yes, sir.
Lakshmikant.
Yes, sir. Sir, it depends on the subject. Obviously, for polity, you cannot go without Lakshmikant, we cannot do. So Lakshmikant is the one. Spectrum is there, but then what I've seen is over the years, its relevance has reduced. So instead of that, if you follow the old NCRTs also, so they are good enough for history preparation. And for modern history, we can rely on Spectrum, but then ancient and medieval, we have to go for old NCRTs. Also, for ancient and medieval, people tend to read many sources. There are Tamil Nadu test books, there are NCRTs, then Lucent. So I would say just stick to once. I have read all of them. I've done that mistake. The content is exactly similar. So just choose one of them. Apart from that, for economics, there are two books. I used to read Sri Ram classes books and Mrunal Patel sir's lectures I have seen. So these are a couple of things, but it totally depends, because economics is very static. You can refer to any coaching's material. But just NCRT won't suffice for economics. That is there. Apart from that, for Shankar IS also there's a standard book. I don't remember the name, but everyone reads that, I guess.
For environment now,
For
yes.
environment, there's a book. So these are the basic sources. Apart from that, I think reading newspaper is important, but it does not suffice for UPSC preparation. One has to read the monthly compilation because the news is explained from the perspective of UPSC exam there. So I feel that should be done. Monthly compilation and regularly reading, revising it every fourth or fifth day. That is important for current affairs. These are the basic things.
Okay, Rajasri, now coming to optional, that's the most important decision that you have to make when it comes
Yes, sir.
to your UPSC preparation. So
Yes, sir.
tell me, why did you choose sociology?
Sir, sociology, it was a very, very well thought decision for me because optional carries 500 marks, so huge weightage. So, sociology I chose because when I went through the syllabus, it was very, very relevant to our daily lives also and to the field that we are trying to enter also. Because we have to deal with public daily in civil services. We have to understand the nature of our society, the needs of our society, the diversity of the society. And that's why I feel sociology is something which gives us a good perspective of all of those things. So, and also there was a second thing that the sociology syllabus, I felt it was very crisp syllabus, very to the point, very easy to study and score good. So that's why I chose sociology.
Yeah, Rajasri, just now you have mentioned that the syllabus is so crisp and concise, and many students are taking sociology actually by seeing the very short syllabus and it can be completed in a very
Yeah.
short span of time. Tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
what was your actual experience when you came into the sociology and when you start dealing with the subject?
Okay. Sir, initially I thought that it would be very easy, but then again it goes like the same. For every subject, there are multiple sources in the market to study sociology. There are some basic books that you need to read, but then I did not want to join any offline coaching classes, go sit there and study every day. So mostly I relied on the online material for sociology. So whatever concepts I did not understand, I would search on YouTube, and there are multiple videos available. Especially, I saw your videos also. For any concept that I needed, your videos have been really helpful. So this is how I tried to balance the concepts which I did not understand by reading the books. So this is how I did.
And Rajasri, you scored 267 also in sociology, and that's relatively a good score.
Yeah.
So, in fact, it's a very good score. So, what do you think made the difference, and how you structure the sociological answer or high scoring sociological answer?
Mm, yes, sir. Sir, that difference, in my first mains, I scored 250, and then in second 267, where I scored 148 in socio paper 2. So I think the difference that was made was first, I had a conversation with you where you had tried to make me understand what is going wrong with my answer. So that really helped. Apart from that, I think in paper 2 especially, I tried that after every point, I tried to give a very relevant example. And I think that made my copy very different from that of others. Because when the paper was completed, I knew that I'm going to score one of the highest marks in this paper. Because, and second thing is, sir, it applies to all the papers that we have to focus on completing the paper. Our quality might be very good, but if we don't complete the paper, then things go, then marks won't be there. So that's why these are the two things I focused on, that the question should be relevant, the answer should be relevant to the question. We have to focus on the demand, and then we have to make some personal touches. I gave examples from daily lives, whatever I have observed. So these things I primarily did in social.
Rajasri, paper one and paper two, right? Both, is it like this? Both need a different approach or an integrated approach, or what should the aspirants understand? Even you scored very good in paper two. Normally, I've seen that students score very high in paper one, and
Yes.
mark will be less in paper two compared to paper one. So this is something different. And what you did for paper two, and how should students take paper one and paper two, and how to integrate current affairs with this? Can you just guide?
Yes, sir. So obviously the approach for paper one and two is very different because paper one is relatively very static, and we need to have conceptual clarity for paper one. As against in paper two, it is an application based paper. Whatever we understand from paper one or the theories of thinkers, Indian thinkers, we have to apply those because the questions are application based. So that is the difference. Hence, our approach also becomes different. And for me, paper 2 has always been my favorite among the both. That's why I had always scored better in paper 2. But having said that, paper 1 is something which needs, वो थोड़ा it's a bit static paper. So that approach is that you study and you write the answer. But in paper 2, it is you have to analyze, you have to understand the demand of the question, which goes wrong most of the times because if we can write very good answer, but if it is not sufficing the demand of the question, then it become difficult. So this is how I studied both the papers. I had completely different approaches towards studying them.
Okay, Rajasri, when you start with the question paper, you'll see that, write a short note on sociological, on these following on sociological perspective. So,
Yes, sir.
what do you mean by that, and how you cracked it, like sociological thinking, sociological language, sociological perspective? How our mentorship also helped you regarding that?
So yes, sir. As I mentioned earlier also to you, this is the thing that I had most problem with. That I was not able to understand what is sociological perspective, and this is where your mentorship helped me a lot. Because that is the difference which comes in GS paper one, society and sociology paper. So when I had to write something from a sociological perspective, one thing I would try to understand is that how that issue affects the various social sections in the society. I tried to look at it from the perspective of women, from the perspective of tribals or scheduled caste, from the perspective of senior citizens. So I divided my answer in these things. Otherwise, I would use the theoretical perspective, that how do socialists look at it, how do capitalists look at it, in from various socialist perspective, a sociologist perspective, I would understand. So depending on the demand of the question, I would make parts of the answer, and that would make it easy to explain it sociologically.
So if you can give an example, if you can talk about poverty in a
Yeah.
sociological language and how a general studies students see or any topic, if you can take child labor or women empowerment or poverty, it will be a great help so the aspirants can understand what exactly is the difference or how a sociologist see a topic and how a GS student see that similar topic in a different way.
Okay, sir. So if we take the example of poverty, so for GS, we would write what are the reasons, causes, effects, and solutions. These are the three parts of the answer. But if we talk sociologically, then we will look how we will write how sociologists think about this topic. For example, Durkheim says that every social fact is a result of another social fact. That is, poverty is not because a person is wrong or he's not working hard, it is because of his social conditions. So this is how I would inculcate the views of different sociologists and tweak them according to the demand of the question.
Okay, Rajasri, you cracked this exam three times. You attended three UPSC interviews. You might have faced three different boards. So how
Yes,
was
sir.
your experience?
So the experience has always been very new. Means I this time I went there for the third time. Still, I felt like it was my first time, and all the three times my interview never went on my DAF. It went on all random things. They would ask any question out of anywhere, but it always feel very special to give UPSC interview. And all the three times my boards were different, and I was rewarded fairly. I mean, good enough to get into the list, so I'm very happy with that.
Okay, Rajasri, if someone starting UPSC preparation today, what would be your top three pieces of advice so that they don't waste their time, they don't, they'll be right into the track?
Yes, sir. So first is understand your purpose, why you want to write this exam. Because this exam demands a lot from us. It demands our time, it demands our dedication, it expects you to cut off from most of the things in life. So understanding our purpose. Second is being consistent and disciplined, because motivation will fade away, but our consistency has to be there. So that is the second advice. And third advice is that it's very important. I did not have a plan B. So it was a very risky game for me. So don't make that mistake. If you are getting into this, have a plan B at least after 2 or 3 attempts. Initial 2 attempts we have to be dedicated, but after that, if you are not able to clear, please start thinking of something else also.
Okay, Rajasri, now for students who are choosing sociology as your optional, what would you tell them? What would be your advice? Will you recommend our mentorship or test series to them?
Definitely, definitely, sir. Because from 250 to 267, that jump I had because your mentorship gave me the confidence and the right way to approach things. And for the new people who are starting up with sociology, I would say that start early. Don't wait to complete your prelims preparation, then you will go to optional. No, optional is something. Sociology chapters are also very small, so we can complete it along with the initial preparation of prelims. If you are giving attempt in May next year, so you can start sociology preparation from June this year itself. So that I would say starting early always helps. And whatever we are studying, try to apply it in the answers, because I had struggled with answer writing a lot because I knew a lot of things but can't structure it into an answer unless I got mentorship. So that's why I would say that answer writing should be focused as much as we focus on the studying the syllabus.
So Rajasri, let's conclude this with one last question. It's been so consistent for 6 years, and the first three attempts you struggled and you failed, and you came back, and next three attempts you cracked it, you got the rank also.
Yes, sir.
So, what would be your advice to every aspirants who are struggling now, who couldn't crack it this time, or who was going to appear this year, or struggling now? What will you tell them?
Sir, even after 3 years, I don't know if I'm capable enough to advise someone, but I would say that even if you are not able to clear this exam earlier or are not confident about this attempt, please try to understand that whoever has cleared it, be it rank 1, be it rank 500, anyone, they have been at the same stage earlier. What you are feeling, they have also felt. What needs to be done is just trust the process, trust your preparation. If you are confident about yourself, trusting yourself, and doing the thing consistently, then definitely cracking this exam is not difficult. But most of the people fail just because they don't trust themselves or don't have faith in their preparation. That's the one thing I would highly advise.
Okay, Rajashree, thank you so much. This is going to be an eye opener for many students, many aspirants, and
My
your
pleasure,
advice
sir.
also will be helping them. Thank you
My
so
pleasure,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir.